Hello. So I just wanted to have another little video, again, mainly for myself, to kind of discuss a certain topic or certain things that I've been thinking about recently. Um, so let's just dive straight into it, I guess. So the idea of goals is an interesting topic. Certainly for me personally, over the last years, I've been kind of struggling with it, I guess. Just the idea of being super structured and rigid on your goals. Recently, I feel I've been going back and forth really between a very structured, rigid goals, being super kind of um, solid with them, not wavering, not changing. But I sense this kind of rigidity, this tension. I feel like when I set goals and really kind of keep them firm and solid, that I feel this kind of tension, and I feel that kind of blocks me from actually reaching those goals. It gives me a certain sense of certainty that I have something that I'm aiming for and that I'm moving towards. So it gives me that sort of certainty in my mind. But I have a lot of tension built up. And I guess part of me thought that that was a good thing because it gave me more of a determined energy. But I'm starting to realize now that maybe that tension is kind of holding me back and actually stopping me from achieving those goals, and also whether those goals are exactly what I want or if it's just what I feel I should want or what will others will see as a good thing, maybe. And when I let go of those goals, I feel a lightness, a kind of freeing of my energy, a more positive kind of mindset, um, more imagination, more creativity. I'm starting to think of more exciting things to do, more ideas come to my mind, and a more positive kind of energy. Really, I'm starting to think, is it more like energy based, kind of your energy that attracts better things in your life? So instead of being super focused and determined on one specific goal and not wavering, having that tunnel vision focus, does that maybe hold you back? Are you basically coming from a place of fear because you're trying so hard to reach that goal? You're basically telling yourself, or your brain, or your subconscious, or whatever term you want to use, you're basically telling it that this is very hard to achieve and that you don't have it and that it's difficult. Whereas if you just kind of let it go and open yourself up, you're kind of open to receiving gifts, I guess, or opportunities from the world, from the universe, whatever term you want to use. Um, and that's kind of lessens the resistance. So I guess that's a little kind of topic that I wanted to really express for myself, because I've been thinking about that recently. But of course, there was that fear of if I don't have a goal, if I don't set a goal, if I don't have a focus, then will I just be kind of lazy and will I just procrastinate? Will I not actually be productive throughout the day? Which was a fear that was kind of stopping me from letting go of the goals. Um, but I feel like you've got to realize that that is a fear, and that naturally, if I don't have a goal, sure, I might be lazy sometimes, sure, I might procrastinate, or I might just not do anything. But through that, my creativity, imagination will flourish. Like when you're a kid, you just have fun, you express yourself, and you still do things. It's not like you're not going to do anything. But there's that creativity, that positive energy leads to better outcomes. So I'm going to stick with that for the time being. And just see where that goes. I've even new kind of thoughts have been popping up in my head, new kind of ideas, things that I've always kind of been interested in. But because I've freed myself from that, I have to achieve these goals. I have to be focused. I have to stick to it. I have to work at it. Get annoyed at myself. Put pressure on myself when I'm not working. Thoughts kind of I could kind of attack myself if I don't work a certain amount of time or be productive at a certain task. My thoughts end up attacking me, putting too much pressure on myself. So letting that go, I felt just a big sense of relief, like a weight off my shoulders, I guess. And I do believe that that leads to positive outcomes, because if I look at things in my past when I have really focused on just letting go and expressing myself through kind of meditation, which I feel is a very good tool that helps me do that. It lets me it helps me kind of observe my thoughts, fears, and whatnot, and just accept them and let them go. I feel like that certain periods of my life, certain good things that has happened to me in my life has been from that kind of energy of kind of just letting go and accepting and almost submitting in a way, and trusting. Faith as well, I guess, is a good way of describing it. Just trusting that the good things will happen, and it creates a more kind of gratifying mindset as well, a more positive mindset. So I'm going to stick with that and try with that for now. And I know that the certain thoughts will come to my mind, the fears of, oh, I have to have something to focus on, I have to have something to aim for, because then how will I achieve something? I want to do big things, I want to have a big impact, but if I don't have a goal, if I'm not striving, then how can I achieve that? But again, is that really the truth? Because if you're really striving, really tensing, really kind of making it difficult for yourself, how are you actually going to achieve great things? Surely great things are only achieved through kind of expression, creativity, kind of gratitude, a positive energy. If you are constantly striving, you're basically telling yourself it's difficult, it's rigid, it's solid, like it can't flow, like it just can't flow. It's got to be like liquid, smooth, like water. I guess that makes more sense. So yeah, I'll just leave you with that. That's all I wanted to kind of discuss today, and I'm working through that personally. So hope to see you watching in the next video. Thanks guys for listening.